Alright, in this video we'll see how to create a plugin that will allow us to modify the or create the copyright section. Now the hero of this video is how we'll see how to create this section in the customize page. You'll see this is the WordPress provided customize page. Here usually the theme related settings would be there. Now we'll see how to create our own section. So this section is created by us and I'll teach you how to create this in this particular tutorial. Once you click on this section, you'll see the input field with label, and if I try to make some changes and it would get refreshed, and you'll see the preview over here without getting saved. It's not saved yet. So if I refresh, you'll see the saved version with the link. But if I try to make any modification, let's say I'm just writing a random text, and you see as I type the page is getting refreshed and you see the preview. So I'll show you how to create this as well. And finally, as we try to click on publish, and you'll see this text is actually coming from the customize page. And let's see what are the things that we are going to learn today. So this is episode number 22. We'll be using customizer API of WordPress to make this section and the input field. So what are the things that we are going to learn? As I said, we are going to make use of customizer API, and we'll see how to create a section. So this is what the section is, and we'll see how to enable the auto preview with the customizer API, and then we'll add a custom copyright text which you see at the footer. So to make this plugin work, you just need a folder on your plugin folder. So this is actually my current website. I'm inside WP content, and inside WP content you have a folder called plugin, where you need to create a folder, and I'm going to name it as, let's say, just footer text. So this is the folder. This is actually the plugin we are going to create. Now we need to create a new file, and we need to store it inside the footer text folder. So it's recommended to have the same name as your folder name. Now once you let me just deactivate the old plugin. Now I want to show my plugin on this particular page. So for that, the bare minimum part is we need to add the metadata about the plugin. What are the metadata? The metadata is actually the description, the version, the author, and the name of the plugin. These can be achieved with the comment on the PHP. Now let's say footer text with customizer API, and you can specify the version, the description of the plugin, and the name of the author, and that's enough to display your plugin on this particular page. If I make a refresh, you'll see your plugin will show up with the author name, with the version, and the description which you have mentioned. Now let me just activate it. Now I want to create a section in this customize page. So for that, we have a hook which is customize register. So what this customize register will do is, once your page is about to load, it will attach your function. In case here, this is our custom function. Once this page is about to load, it will hook the function which we are going to create right now. So when your custom page is about to load, we will make sure our function gets attached to it with the help of customize register hook. That's the work of the hook. Now to create a section, we have a function called add section. As said earlier, this we are going to achieve it with the help of customizer API. Now with the help of this hook, we'll have access to the object of the customize. So this is the object of the customizer. Now with this, we'll be creating the section. So now you need to understand the part here. What you see is called section. If I click on it, let me just click on this site and consider this is a section, this is a section, and this is a section. And inside section you have two things. The first one is actually the control. So what you see input field is actually called control in this particular page. So we have text control, we have text control, and these control will have a value, and these value are called settings. I hope I have made it clear. These are individual settings, and inside settings we have controls, and whatever you write inside and you want it to be displayed somewhere, you can see it's getting displayed over here. So these are called the settings. Now to create a section, what we need to do is we just need to call a function called add section. So add section has a key, so this will act as a unique identifier for each section. This is one section which will have a unique identifier. So for our section this is going to be the unique identifier, and this unique identifier is required. I'll say why and where. This unique identifier is required to link your control. As I said, control is going to be your input field. We'll be linking our control with the section with the help of this ID. So this is very important. And the second argument is actually the description about your section. So I want the label, or it's called title. I want the title to be UI Monk copyright footer. Now if I click and click on refresh, as your plugin is active, you should see a section. It's not available yet. Let's complete the settings, and now as if I click on site settings, these are the fields which will hold the settings. So to get the settings, again we have a function similar to add section, like we have add settings. Now as said, you'll see these values, and I want to define a default value to this input field. That is possible with the help of add setting. So let me just call that. So with the help of the customizer object, we'll be calling the add setting, and as I said, this is the ID, unique ID for this particular settings. And the second argument is actually the array. So that will simply say the default value of the input field should be this text, and this transport as refresh, this is responsible for this preview. So this one line enables your preview. As you type something, you'll see the site title gets changed. So that is possible because of this transport refresh. Now finally we need to create a control. As I said, control is going to be an input field which will connect your settings with your section. Similar to the add section, add setting, we have add control, and again it has a unique label. This is the label for the input field. You see, this is the label, it is coming from this label, and then we are linking the section. You see this section and the setting, you can see this setting, and we are saying the control, the input type should be text. That's what I am saying here. Now this is enough to make your section visible. So you can see UI Monk footer copyright, it's coming from this title, and I made it priority 160. The greater the priority, the least your function will get called. If you lower the priority, your function will call at the top. And if I click on this section, you'll see the label. So this is coming from this label, copyright text, and you can say copyright, you can even say copyright UI Monk text. If I make a refresh, you should see copyright UI Monk text. So this is control, and we are linking this control with our setting. So whatever is inside, it's coming from this text. Now if I make a change, you won't see anything because we have to attach the settings data to the WP footer hook so that we can display the text. I'm repeating again, we have to access this setting first. To access the setting, WordPress gives you a function. I'll show all this. Once we access this input field value, we'll call the WP footer hook and we'll display a div that will have this text get displayed over here. So let's do that. Let's call a hook. So this is actually the hook. Once this hook is called, this function should get executed. So when when this function gets executed, I want the settings which can be identified with the ID. This ID, we can access this with the help of a function called get theme mod. So get theme mod accepts the ID, so you can see this ID that we are getting it and we are storing it into a text. Now we'll use the echo statement to display the text. So we'll use the echo statement here that will display the text which we got from the settings, which is from this which we got from this ID. So now if I refresh, and you should see, make sure you need to save it first. So if I make some change and click on publish, and you should see the footer that got modified. So if you want it to change the I want to change it, copyright UIMonk, let's say www.uimonk.com, and if you click on publish, and that's it. I hope the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening. Meet you tomorrow with another hook